What up, y'all? So, the Thunder have lost, let's say, three out of their last seven. Is that right? After having like a 22 and 1 start or 24 and 1 start, we've had a bit of a rough stretch here. Not good at all. Close losses they were against Spurs, and Timberwolves, but then a blowout loss right now, but 20 by the Spurs. And I think it's time to have a conversation about a certain situation on this team. And I've thought about this last year and I thought about this year. I believe that we have a major flaw with this team that is showing up, and that is shooting off of screens. You look at a lot of teams, right? Tim Hardaway Jr. for as an example, or Cam Johnson. Hopefully he's okay. Um, they can catch off of screens. Hartenstein's a great screen setter. Maybe our best catch and shoot guys, Aaron Wiggins or Isaiah Joe. AJ Mitchell doesn't do that. Shea definitely doesn't do it. Jada really can't run off screens. These guys are one-on-one scorers. Aaron Wiggins maybe, but even he's not a specialist. But like you have a Clay for them, or Houston kind of has a Reed Shepherd, which is very inconsistent, but he's getting there. Or you got guys like that. Even Vassell can do stuff like that for the Spurs. But like, we don't have that. And that's a flaw because it allows a one-on-one scoring. And because of this, we can be stagnant at times and we're not running on teams. I think Hartenstein's very important. I think Caruso's very important. I think all these guys are very, very important. But we got to understand, we got to have some guys moving that can score off of screens and cuts. I believe a guy who could eventually do this at a high level, and I think we should push the moon to do it, is Cason Wallace. I think Cason Wallace can shoot very, very well, and also can create his own shot on the perimeter. So if you want to go one-on-one scoring, everyone has to do one-on-one scoring. I think Cason Wallace will be a future All-Star. I've been saying this for over a year. I believe he has the potential. I believe at one point he will leave this team, and that'll leave a big gap on this team of what can we do to fill his positioning in. His defense is great. His scoring is solid. I believe he's not in the best position to succeed here. He'll probably go somewhere else. I hope he doesn't. Let's get to the main problem out of all of these things is Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren can't play defense against elite centers. He's not big enough, thick enough, or let's say this, tough enough to win against great centers. Look at who we played last year. We played Memphis. Jaren Jackson Jr. is a wuss. He does not go into the paint. He shoots threes. If the ball bounces his way, he'll occasionally try to catch it. And if not, he won't fight for it. That was no struggle. That's why he was such a good... Yeah, that's why he had such a big outbreak. Chet did in Game 3. No one can guard him on that team. When he played against Jokic, Chet never had a great game. He never made a big shot. He missed 2 big free throws, and he was pathetically bad on perimeter defense against Aaron Gordon, which is where he was mainly guarding. And Aaron Gordon had a great series. Why? Because we have a major flaw defensively, which is Chet Holmgren cannot guard an athletic 4 who can shoot the 3. Look at who we had major struggles with the past few years. Dallas series. PJ Washington, Derrick Jones Jr. What can they do? Attack very, very well. They're athletic, especially Derrick Jones Jr. PJ Washington can shoot better than Jones Jr., but both of them can shoot. Chet could not guard that. You look at with the series against the Nuggets. His job was Aaron Gordon. There are very big moments in that series, especially in Game 3 and down by 3. He just loses Aaron Gordon. He's so used to staying in the paint, he forgot the 4. He was wide open. And Obi Toppin in Indiana, he would dunk on us and shoot on us in transition. And Chet is not used to going to the perimeter. So you feel like in that scenario like that, okay, he's going to make up with his size and his rim protection. Well, his rim protection is good. No denying that. His physicality sucks. He's not tough. He's pretty weak. And Wemby bullies him. He could get suspended from school by how badly he's bullying Chet. This is bad. Like, this is the problem. Wemby is the problem with our team. They have a very good team around us, but he hates us. He very much obviously does not like us. So we're getting the best performance each time from Wemby. And there's a play. I know Wemby pushed the hell out of him. I know you're talking about Shea pushes off. Shea does not put a full arm out and extends. And also when Wemby fully extends, that's about 8. That's about a 4-foot push. His wingspan is about 8. I guess it's like 3 feet. Pushes him completely. Goes in, and he does a windmill. It doesn't count. Chet got flung. Wemby just dunked for the hell of it and just went on. That's the attitude he has. He does not care about Chet, and neither should he. There's no reason to. Chet wants it to be a rivalry, but Chet's got to play like this as a rivalry. We had times the first time we played, that Chet went one-on-one, and he got his stuff stuffed right at him, right in front of Wemby. He got cooked very badly right in front of Wemby. I said this last year. If I had to get rid of anyone out of the 3 main guys, Chet would be the guy. I think J-Dub is very good in the playoff. He had a rough performance against the Nuggets a lot of times outside of game 3. And yes, Chet sucked that game too. There's really not a lot of great performances you look like. That was Chet's performance. He had game 3 against the Grizzlies. Name a center on that team that could do anything. You can't. They don't have a rim protector. They still don't have a rim protector. So Chet had free will and he caught fire at the right time. I thank him for it. But it was Zach Edey he was having attack. Rookie Zach Edey. It's even worse. So, it was like it was anything to say. He can't guard Jokic. I think whenever we play Wemby again, which is actually going to be tomorrow, if this problem occurs again, I'm going to ask Mark Dagnall personally, put J. Will on him. Put J. Will on him. I know the first time we played him, we kind of did a back way of like J-Dub and Kaysen double him, and it kind of worked. But then eventually got going. And it's different than Jokic. Jokic is very slow. Wemby, if he wants to go quick, can go quick. I think J. Will might be the best guy to guard him. And I'm going to say that and say this. Go back and watch that Denver series if you want to. If not, I'll tell you this. J. Will did a very, very good job at guarding Jokic. Jokic did not get much room on him at all. Didn't really foul. It was just a tough shot. And game 3, he especially guarded him a lot. Game 4, he guarded him a good amount. And that was 2 of his worst games. So, Jokic had a tough time getting guarded by J. Will. I could only imagine that he could give at least Wemby a problem. Because when Wemby gets in position at the free throw line, he should not be able to back down at all. One-on-one ability, I just don't think he's going to be fast enough to get past J. Will. I just don't think that. I know J. Will can slide his feet very well. And most importantly, J. Will can take a charge. He's willing to take a charge. That's tough. That's a tough thing to do. So if Wemby is going to run right through us, J. Will's going to get in the way and take a charge. And he can pick up 1 or 2 in a game and maybe get an elbow flop, call that a charge. So maybe 2 charges by Wemby's aggression using against him. So I'll stay him on the perimeter. If he makes shots on the perimeter, then hell, how are you going to guard that? You can't block it unless we got like Porzingis, prime Porzingis. No one got that. He ain't in his prime. So that ain't going to happen. So, in my opinion, J. Will might be the best guy to guard him. And then Caruso can double once he dribbles out. Because J. Will's very physical. And I like his abilities more. If Chet is not doing his job, and he is terrible still, because again, a lot of times he uses backside help. But when he's one-on-one guarding him, still not anything exceptional. I'm not saying to get rid of him. If we can get Giannis and Chet be the main piece, and we can trade every pick but this Clippers pick, I wouldn't say, oh, that's the worst thing in the world. But again, this might be an overreaction. I got to see how he plays at home. If we lose again to the Spurs, we gotta have a talk, like a bad talk, and it's probably because of Chet. J-Dub we have not been playing great since J-Dub has come back. I think it's just because the offense is a little bit different right now. I think that's going to change. That's natural. I think we'll be fine off of that. It's a confusing thing right now. Dort's not been great at all shooting. Dort has not been great shooting. He's getting back on the rhythm now. He didn't play bad today. But again, we have to play the Spurs in the playoffs, Wemby's going to try to kill us. Chet does not have that tenacity. So we got to get someone who has that tenacity to match him. I think Jay Will can. I know he laughs and giggles a lot. That man can play serious ball. Hartenstein, I know can. Crusoe, I know can. Chet, I don't think. I think Chet is more of a flex what I got type of guy. He can play tough. Very rarely, though. And when he is forced to do it, he can. I've seen him do it before. I've seen him do it against Indiana when he was getting hurt, banged around, and he came back in game 4 and he balled out. Like pretty much a defensive effort and hustling. That's what we need from him against Wemby. When they're talking, and you're saying this is regular season games. Yes. These matter. We're 26-2 against everyone else. We're 0-2 against the Spurs. Who's the second seed in the West? I believe it's the Spurs, because the Nuggets lost today. So, it's not a sure fact that the Spurs are just going to lay down and lose, because you got to think about this. They were 9-3 without Wemby for a 12-game stretch. They lost to the Knicks. Jordan Clarkson got really, really hot that game. We don't have that. I mean, let me say this. How did the Knicks win that game? Offensive rebounding. We have Hartenstein. Chet's not a great offensive rebounder. He's a rim protector, but he's not in a position to rebound because he's on the perimeter. You have to beat Wemby like the way the Lakers did or the Knicks did. Offensive rebounding or going right at him. And Luka did that a lot. Rui Hachimura did stuff like that too. Going at him. This game was like a month ago. They fouled him out late in the game. And they really didn't have a set made for Vassell and Castle and those guys and Hartberg. So Kelly Olynyk had to come in. I guess Luke Cornett would come in. Not big of a difference. They didn't know what to do. So if I had to say anything, we have to go at him, which means you have to be physical in one-on-one scoring. We have to be better. We got to get people downhill. Hartenstein's a very important part of this team. We got to make sure he's good. And that's why next year I think it'll be so important to get a guy who's athletic, who can guard the perimeter at the 4, which Chet can rely on his just size, I guess, to stay back. That's why if we can, we get Caleb Wilson. We don't have to worry about the 4. We just Chet, do this. Just do that. Guard him. Guard Wemby. And if he sucks, then we'll go from there. But that's my opinion. I think Chet's overall the issue. I think Dort's been inconsistent. Shooting has not helped. I wouldn't be panicked. J-Dub is still coming back fully. So, yeah. Our team's not really ever played a fully healthy game, it feels like, together. It just hasn't felt that way. I think we'll be fine. We're not going to break the wins record. This is too much of a rough stretch right now. And the Spurs are really, really good. If you lose on Christmas Day, different talks. So, that's my opinion. Have a great day. Have a great holidays. And yeah, God bless y'all. Go Thunder.